Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera, aka Hbar. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask you guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or just interesting in general, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, as well as I will definitely appreciate that as well, and I am thankful for all of you who do support the channel. Now today, like I said, we're going to be talking about Hedera. I did do a live stream earlier where I really kind of talked about the overall market structure for a lot of these altcoins, specifically Hedera, XRP, QNT, and even Casper. For Hbar, yes, we could be looking at a little bit lower prices than expected, but we're going to be watching the structure unfold throughout the weekend. I do believe that we will see a major jump on Bitcoin. Essentially, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin here shortly in this video. Just shortly though, don't worry guys, I'm not going to be a Bitcoin max or anything. I'm just saying, a lot of altcoins right now are severely down. Bitcoin dominance is, continuing to climb and climb and climb. And I don't know if you guys remembered a live stream that I did. I want to say it had to be like a week or two ago, sometime in that time frame, where I was basically talking about Hbar, and specifically I was talking about Bitcoin as well, saying we're going to be watching Bitcoin dominance throughout this entire month, watching for an impulse pretty much to 45%, somewhere in that 45% range. We're almost currently at 42%. We're at 35.7K, and the concerning thing about that is the fact that the more and more Bitcoin dominance rises, the more and more that our altcoins drop. I am watching Hbar, I said almost. I mean, it has been boring to watch. I could admit that fully. But we are watching Hbar very closely because it did hit our bottom structure here perfectly. This 21.7 zone to 24 and almost a half. This is pretty much the structure that I said. This is a pretty good buy zone overall. I still do believe that. Do I believe that we will see lower prices? In terms of RSI, we are around the 32 mark, which is a little bit oversold in my opinion. We can go a little bit lower, but look at these lows that we're almost hitting down here. Currently we're at only 32.22, but if we're looking back on like even December 10th, we hit those lows going all the way back to September 2020. So we're almost at that range yet again, which is extremely oversold levels. I believe that this will incur into a major bounce once we do see Bitcoin bounce. That will push alts down a little bit more. But once we do see Bitcoin dominance break resistance and pretty much start, dropping, that's what we want to watch for. Because if we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, I actually just talked about Bitcoin dominance, I want to say in my live stream from today. But we are seeing a nice, strong indication of some strength happening for some bullish price action on Bitcoin dominance. This is almost in overbought levels going all the way back to pretty much October before we had that nice dropping point in November, which did lead, if you guys don't remember, Casper to 24 cents. And we also seen a lot of altcoins doing some very good, numbers in November. In fact, when do you want to buy crypto? When do you want to buy into your altcoins? Some can say you want to buy on the dip, you want to buy here, you want to buy there. Honestly, you want to buy when we are hitting resistance on Bitcoin dominance. That's the best thing to do. The reason for this, okay, is that once we get to this level, like for an example, let me open up another chart real quick. So let's go back to Hbar. Okay, here is that 19th of October point. Okay, let's go back to the 19th of October here. So where is she? So here's the 19th of October. Okay, we were around, pretty much 39 cents. If we would have bought resistance around this point, say for so even on the 20th, right? Let's go back here. So here we have it, right? This continued to ride up, and it actually hit a high of almost 50 cents. Now, the thing about that is, if we're talking about where this is pretty much November 12th, some things happen. I mean, maybe Hbar is not the best to look at, but when we're talking about, November 12th, this is pretty much when Bitcoin dominance started to rise a little bit more, resulting in some push down on some prices. Of course, this structure ended up hitting resistance and breaking down fully. Once you do see resistance being targeted and it breaks that point, that's pretty much when you want to sell. So watch Bitcoin dominance for some buying opportunities and watch resistance on altcoins for selling opportunities. You can make a ton of money shorting the market like that if you do practice enough. And of course, please, I stress this enough, or I can't stress this enough, sorry. Please make sure to do this at your own risk. I'm not telling you guys this is financial advice. I'm just saying this is pretty much my plan to do things. You want to buy when Bitcoin dominance starts to hit resistance and starts to really kind of, weaken a little bit, because that's when we see a massive crashing event on Bitcoin dominance. And that's pretty much when you see a lot of altcoins kind of go crazy, specifically when Bitcoin starts to rise as well, when Bitcoin dominance is dropping. So please pay attention to Bitcoin dominance currently, because right now is definitely not the time to buy. I do believe that we will see some lower prices a little bit, but we will see some bounces across the board here shortly. It won't be too crazy, but I expressed this in my video or my live stream from earlier. Now let's talk about why I specifically see, Hbar, aka Hedera, really kind of taking over in 2022, really kind of taking the wheel and, pretty much becoming a huge success. So one of the biggest projects building on Hedera is Infinite by Suku, and now they are expanding their team like crazy. 45 new open positions are, open to apply. Suku is one of the, main highlights of 2022, along with Hbar. So, if you guys don't know about Infinite, Infinite is actually building some huge things. I've actually talked to you guys about this multiple times, but they are, having some major partnerships with even, Siva Love, which is also another partner of Hedera. But they are building out some very cool things. They have major NFT marketplaces. They have a lot of stuff that still is yet to be announced. And I'm just very excited for a lot of these, projects like this, because, when we're talking about UI and the overall, design behind Suku, or I shouldn't say Suku, but Infinite, I think that this could actually compete with some high tier, NFT platforms. And I've always said this. Now let's actually talk about the real reason why I do believe that 2022 will be very bullish, and that is tokenization. So here's Hedera's step function will tokenize the world and shock the cryptocurrency community via Project Guardian. And when it goes to market, it will vacuum up more Hbar and Dovu tokens, basically, than you can imagine. Learn how in this thread. Now, this is all talking about, farm projects, tokenizing, ownership of ecological projects that will generate module ecological benefit claims, even solar farms too for generating, fossil fuel generated energy, and will be issuing, carbon benefit claims as well. This is all kind of talking about sustainability, and of course, the UN has set out to, be by 2050 net zero. That's their carbon goal, and then of course, even the White House has set a 52% reduction in GHG pollution by 2030. Many states set their own 100% clean energy goals. And of course, you can pretty much see this all working out. And we also see, tokenization of CO2 is a big one here, which again, we're pretty much seeing that here. When we're talking about tokenization, I don't think that people see the huge use cases behind it, more so like me. And I'm not saying that, to be egotistical. I'm just saying, like, I see so much more use cases for NFTs than just JPEGs or, than most of the things that we see on a day-to-day basis within this market. I think that there's so much more potential behind tokenization. I think that this is a very good way to really kind of capitalize on that as well. And we do see down here, int work all, which we've talked about multiple times on this channel. But they're developing the tools necessary to achieve the United Nations goals via standards for voluntary ecologic markets and token taxonomy, and even ENV blockchain will play a critical role. And of course, we do see this with the Interwork Alliance. We see, some major names here. You guys can pretty much see that. And Hedera is mentioned, of course, twice. Even Energy Web, which I told you guys about Energy Web token multiple times. Accenture, even Microsoft, even Energy Web Foundation is mentioned yet again as well. Pretty big names. So it's very cool. Very interesting, names here as well. Microsoft, of course, having links back to Hedera, which is no surprise. And of course, Microsoft is doing amazing things with forestry, soil, bioenergy. I believe that he meant to say bioenergy here. But there's so much more here. I mean, like, honestly, when we're talking about tokenization of carbon, when we're talking about tokenization of things that were never supposed to be, or never thought of in terms of tokenization as well, like that's where we do see some huge updates within this entire system. Okay, that's when we do see mass adoption taken over for, of course, tokenization. We do see, why are you bullish on it? A lot of reasons, but primarily because of their innovative solution called dynamic NFTs, DNFTs. Also, Jaguar Land Rover via In Motion Ventures invested in Dovu, and BMW piloted a tokenized reward system with them. Honestly, guys, you should definitely check out Dovu if you haven't. I just made a video recently talking about Dovu on this channel, because Dovu is huge in the tokenization space, but also in a lot of their ventures that they are getting into. It's seriously crazy, to say the least, though, when we're talking about how big Hedera will be, because this is a major connection here. We even see here, there has been so much work done in the Ethereum space in terms of staking and farming. We want to take that knowledge and apply it to Hedera, build it from scratch, and make it mind-meltingly amazing. When we're talking about what Dovu is really focused on, I showed you guys their website. They're doing incredible things. They're really building out some incredible things in terms of sustainability, in terms of carbon credits, tokenization in general. When we're talking, even going back to Swift, right? So I actually have the article open over here, so let's actually go to that. So we do see here, exploring tokenized assets, collaborative, innovation in action. So, they are seeing by, 2027, $24 trillion. Now, I actually opened this link and I actually looked into it. This is actually a PDF file, and they're specifically talking about the 10x potential of tokenization. They're really kind of looking into, the importance of this, really where we can go in general for where, pretty much we are currently in terms of DLT adoption, even just tokenization in general. But we also see, the total market size for global fixed income and equity was worth approximately 178 trillion in 2019. So imagine if we just grasp some of that in terms of tokenization volume. We actually see here, however, 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked. Tokenization could open up investment opportunities to large underbanked populations, supporting the United Nations Sustainable Development goal of reducing inequality, which again goes into stablecoin adoption and stuff like that. We do see the breakdown of asset tokenization, and I actually see that they're labeling some huge names here: stocks and bonds, real estate, sustainable assets, art, physical assets as well. Talking about planes and stuff. Just imagine if we seen planes being tokenized from Boeing's side on Hedera. We even see here, what is asset tokenization? We're seeing a growth of it at a massive rate. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely huge. We're talking about $24 trillion by 2027. Okay. Now, again, that's just bare minimum. That's just an overall estimate. Okay. Best part about it is that when we're talking about real estate tokenization, we know Red Swan CRE Marketplace was already working with Hedera Hashgraph. We connected the dots on my one video talking about this. Of course, direct connections to Coinbase as well, which we've discussed. But overall, they're already doing this. You can look at some of these properties, right? You just click properties. You could see this. This is all tokenized. This is pretty much that major, update that we've been waiting for overall. We could just click Texas for an example. We can click this, find, a building. We'll just find a random building. So here we go. We'll just click it. Now, of course, you could put your information in it, but you could see the prices. You could pretty much see everything about it. But this is pretty much all through, of course, blockchain technology. This is real estate tokenization at its finest. And I think that this is just the bare minimum. This is like the scratch surface that we haven't even really kind of jumped into just yet. When we're talking about tokenization of the true, real estate market, that's when we look at sums of like $200+ trillion. Like this is talking about like, $326.5 trillion in just 2020 alone, which we know that has rose significantly. But when we're talking about Red Swan, do not disregard them because they have direct connections to Hedera. They were utilizing Hedera at some point in time. They still are. I made a video about this. You guys could go, look this up as well. I don't know what my video. I mean, I upload so many videos a day, which is technically like 4 videos a day. So I can't really tell you guys specifically what video it is. I do apologize, but when we are talking about where Red Swan is positioned, and if Hedera is being utilized on a mass scale for Red Swan, which they said that they are going to be using Hedera for their corporate clients, that's going to be very interesting to say the least. And like I said, the market cap of real estate is huge, and we even see this from Swift themselves. I believe that this is HSBC actually, which is a major bank, but this is from Swift. On their website, they're seeing stocks, bonds, real estate, sustainable assets, art, physical assets being tokenized, and we are seeing NFT adoption being massively adopted. It's growing day by day. And I believe that tokenization is going to be a big winner for Hedera, specifically because of, the smart contracts 2.0. Like, a lot of that stuff is huge in terms of the innovation for this space. So definitely pay attention to tokenization as we do move further on into this year and even further on into, the later years of crypto as well. I'm well positioned to sustainable tokenizing assets like Hedera, even XRP. That's where the big money is. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. And this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.